There is no greater decade than the 80s. Fight me in the comments. Also, we have a swap celebrating the 80s, so hurry back.
Just an 80s boy and a 90s teen, going on all things Disney, from house to parks and in between. Come share the magic with me. La 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 la. Live your life to a Disney tune. Come and share Jake's Disney Afternoon.
Hey Disney Afternoon gang, welcome back to my channel and thanks for returning. If you're new here, my name is Jake and I do all kinds of Disney content including subscription boxes, hauls, trips, vintage trivia. If it's Disney, we're doing it, so you're going to want to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on the next Disney adventure. Alright gang, it is an 80s swap. 80s were that great time. I was born right in 1980 at the top of the year, so I feel like I experienced the full range of the decade. The early days coming out of the 70s as we transitioned into the 90s, it was glorious. Loved everything about it, so I am super excited for the swap. I have had this box forever. These people who do swaps and get their boxes out immediately, you're making the rest of us look bad, is all I'm saying. But we've got this awesome box back to the 80s. I love the 80s. We've got the old roller skate. I used to take roller skating lessons. There's a fun fact for you. Rad. So this was put on by Ben and Danielle over at Melick Adventures. They got a bunch of us nostalgia geeks together. And as you can tell by my Smurfs shirt, we're kind of celebrating all of the 80s, not necessarily just the Disney 80s, because there was so much going on in culture. There were very few, or really basically no rules for the swap. You could kind of talk to your person or get to know them a little bit, but you were kind of just curating 80s goodness. And a lot of times I said, I love the swaps where we kind of get some specific items for each other because, if you're going to spend money, let's get some good things. But I also love just curating fun stuff that people wouldn't even expect or think about. So this is going to be a lot of fun. I have no idea what to expect. So we are going to dive into this. And we've got 1980s things. We've got the old boom box. What is this one? Girls just wanna have fun. And the old Nintendo control panel. This box decoration is on point, I have to tell you. So kudos to y'all. I think we had partners in this one. Yeah. All right, let me see if there is... Okay, so there's these cool cutouts. We've got a little guitar action. We've got big hair. I'm still a Hairspray fan of the 80s. And we've got... They know me. I got a Disney Afternoon vintage postcard from the parks. And it says, oh, look, they crossed out the and wrote Jake's Disney Afternoon. How clever. Hey, Jake, we had a great time putting together this rad box. There isn't any specific order to opening, but each item is marked with its release year. Oh, very creative. Enjoy. So I had Melick Adventures. They had me. I had them. So go check out what I sent them. I love that you put the year on this because I'm also like a big history nerd, so I love to know when things came out. All right, 86. Ooh, look at that. Okay, let's see what we got here. This is like, first of all, just look at the sheer color in this box is like, all right, I'm going to step it up. I'm going to step it up on the next round. I do good on the curation. Packaging is not my forte, but Johnny number 5 is alive. All right, so you're going to know what I do know about pop culture and what I don't. Is this from Mystery Science Theater 3000? Is that this guy? Melick's, don't hate me. There is definitely a blind spot in my cultural references. All right, educate me down to the thing. I like to be educated in 19... I was only 6 for crying out loud. All right, maybe I'll redeem myself on this one. Also from 1986. All right, and don't want to ruin this. Okay, while we're doing that, look at this cutout. Loved some Pac-Man in the day. Had an Atari system. Who had Atari? Come on, let the old people confess it. Atari down in the comments for all the cool kids, or the less than cool kids, all you young folk. The Atari was the precursor to like the Nintendo, things like that. It was one of the first home game systems. All right, so this is it a sticker or is it? I'm trying to figure out what the actual thing is. This is, I think it's a sticker, and I also don't know what it's from. I feel like I've seen these creatures before. The weird thing about the 80s is this. There were so many things going on in children's television, and they were looking for content. Nickelodeon was just starting up. So you could have all had a different exposure to 80s things and still not have been exposed to us. So let me show you this. I don't know what it's from. I'm gonna get red for filth in the comments. I just know it. It is Jim Henson. Is it the Dark Crystal? I only remember seeing the Dark Crystal like once. And I love Jim Henson. It kind of, maybe it's the Dark Crystal. Don't hate me, I'm sorry. Okay, 89. I might have, so 89 was a good year. Let's see, Rescue Rangers came out in 89. Let's see, what else came out in 89? Of course, the first year of the Disney Renaissance was 89. 9 years old, I had a family friend who worked at the local cinema where they showed like one movie at a time in one theater, and I saw The Little Mermaid 11 times, and I was blown away. We were kids, but we knew something special was going on. We had seen Oliver and Company and Great Mouse Detective in the theater, and American Tail and Land Before Time, all excellent films. But Little Mermaid, you knew something had changed. Something was new. And for the next 10 years, everything was glorious. All right, so this is one of the newer golden books. That is awesome. I do not have that one. And I knew what it was. Aren't you proud of me? All right, we've got this rad tie cutout. What do we think? Should I wear it? Okay, this says 88. There's so many things in here. I'm going to try to move through them quickly. All right, 88. Trying to think. It's a little small, almost like a trading card size. Man, trading cards were all the rage. Who had the trading cards? Oh, yes. Roger Rabbit. Fun fact, I was not allowed to see Roger Rabbit as a kid. My grandmother invited me over to watch it, and my parents said no. So, Mom and Dad, if you're watching, I'm not bitter or anything, but... so this is like... I don't know what this is from. This might be like a... I don't know, advertisement. Roger Rabbit appeared in the... I'm not sure what this is from, but that is a super cool card. I love Roger Rabbit. What a great film. Okay, we've got 85. Now, little history. 85, in my opinion, was the most important year in the Disney modern history. 85 was the year that the Black Cauldron came out, and... Okay, let me finish the story. The Black Cauldron came out and was a huge bomb. Also, it was the year the Wuzzles came out, which wasn't a great success, but it started what would become the Disney Afternoon. So it was definitely the merging of one end of an era closing and the next beginning. Guys, look! Growing Pains tray. I'm opening these. I am opening these because I love Growing Pains. Oh, look at the bubble. Should I try the bubble gum? I instantly regret it. Okay. Well. Okay. So we've got, I'll just show you quickly. And they have like trivia on the back. I loved Growing Pains so much. This was such a great show. Who didn't like, we all liked Mike Seaver. So here we've got this cutout. We've got Maggie Seaver. She was one of the great TV moms. So these are, I didn't know these existed. And so now you know I have to, okay, for as much as we liked Mike Seaver, and we did, she was my favorite. I adored her. Carol was just awesome. And then here we go. Oh, these are so cool. All right, I am gonna have to find those. You've sunk me. All right, moving along. These kind of bent. These are like some rad retro shades. What do we think? And the year on this is, ooh, you've got a lot from '86. It's a pivotal year. Things were changing. Definitely halfway through the decade, things were getting, you know. Yes. Okay. Now, I didn't watch this when it first came out, but it has been one of my favorites since. I love Little Shop. Little Shop of Horrors, bop, shoo, bop. You'll never stop the terror. Call a cop. That's awesome. These stickers are fantastic wherever you're finding them. Okay, this is from 80, the year I was born. Very special. All right, it feels sort of trading card-esque. Oh, Magnum PI. We've got some Magnum PI cards. Now, I remember vaguely watching a few episodes with, like, my grandparents. Now, I'm not going to try the gum in this. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. But the gum is still in there. Gross though it may be. So here we've got, now this is really coming out of the 70s. This is kind of that crossover. So I don't know all of the characters because I was just born. But I do remember watching a few episodes. You know, delicious. And then this one looks like it forms like, you know, there's his eye. It's like you put them together and it forms like those posters. That was a sort of a feature of the trading cards back in the day. 88. Okay, by feeling this, I think I know what it is. I think this is one of those storybook toys from McDonald's that had like this sort of elaborate packaging, and then they had one of the figures inside. And it is. I am right. We have got Oliver and Company. If you know, lately I have been on such an Oliver and Company kick. What a great film. So there's the back. These look like the VHS, right? And oh, he's got the scarf and everything. I have this dog, but I don't have one with the scarf still intact. It's like a cloth scarf. I bet you that got lost in the... And his paint is still really gorgeous. Nice find on this, you guys. Okay, that is awesome. That is definitely... All right, now I can't figure out how he goes back in the box. All right, well, I'm just gonna have to go over there for now. All right, sorry, we're keeping going. Melick, you packed this full. I don't know what to say, everybody. 85, again, that pivotal year. And we've got some socks, I think. And yes, these are some Back to the Future socks. I loved Back to the Future. That one I was oddly allowed to see. We love these movies. So it's got like the main logo there. Okay, I love socks. I know some people complain about socks, but I love them. All right, this is from 89. Okay. Feels like crayons. I'm here for crayons. So let's see. Oh. Okay. Look. Perfection in a game. This is an Uno version of Saved by the Bell. Hello, everyone. Look, this show was a hot mess of garbage, but it was, we loved it. So we've got AC. These are all sealed still. I love Uno. I haven't played in ages, but man, this is one of the games in the day. They're featuring AC twice. I mean, no one's complaining, but that is great. I am going to have to break this out and play it because if there's anything better than Uno, it's Saved by the Bell, Uno. And as my grandmother would say, you know, I've got Uno. We'd all roll our eyes. She was delightful. This is from 84. Possibly more trading cards of some kind or something. I love the trading cards. Okay, let's see what it is. I can't tell. Oh, Dune. All right, so the story on Dune for me is I have watched the film not until later in college. I had a good friend in college who is like Dune obsessed, and we had the gum is stuck to the card. Gross. That's gonna have to go there. So I like Dune. I just am not. I don't know it that well. And I haven't seen the new one yet. Have you seen the new one? I'll just kind of do a couple of these at a time so we can keep things going. I remember it being a weird movie, and I started reading the books once. I never got all the way through them, but I am curious to see the new movie because I'm a fan of this sort of sci-fi-y world, and we got like a big ship there. Very cool. You're hitting it with these trading cards. Speaking of which, here's another pack. This one from 82. Trying to think what could be from 82. Oh, E.T. I love E.T. Oh, E.T. is such a good movie. I forget how early E.T. is in the like sort of history verse of, you know, sort of classic films. So here we've got E.T. We've got, have you seen that video on YouTube where they're auditioning Elliot and he's like crying and basically Steven Spielberg is like, kid, you got the part. It's, if you haven't seen it, go Google it. You can find it on YouTube. This is like a little sticker set. Look how cool those are. Fear of the Unknown. It's Halloween. That's such a great scene. All right, what I'd like is there to be a bike card in here. Can we get a bike? We're going to get a bike card. Last one. Ugh, that bike theme. John Williams knew a thing or two about something. Okay, so let's get to this box. This is from, what does it say, 84 and 86. All right, so was it a sequel? Are we talking about a sequel here? 5-0? What could it be? Oh, well, look at this crossover. We've got My Little Pony, who you gonna call? Ghostbusters. I have never seen these before. Of course, we all had the My Little Ponies. Of course, Ghostbusters, especially the Fright Zone Fest from like 88, 89 Toyline. Is it Fright Zone or Fright? Anyway, you squeeze them and like their eyes popped out. I love that toy series more than anything. That is super cool. I'm gonna have to look. This is she's called Plasmane. That is cool. Okay, this one says extra, so maybe we'll save it for the end. We've got some Rubik's Cube, which I hated. This says, oh, this is like their little like Melick Adventures. Stay safe, stay magical, and keep adventuring. And that's really cool. And it's a Mickey head key. I love that. Nice job, guys. That's really cool. All right, we've got stuff in the bottom. I know this is long, but guys, we're reliving the 80s. We got to take our time. You got to get into it because the nostalgia won't last forever. There's going to be some miserable generation from the early 2000s who thinks that they should remember their generation, and they should not. But we're going to be subject to it anyway, and I'll be an old man yelling, "Get off my lawn." Oliver and Company movie poster book. I love these. I have one from Basil, The Great Mouse Detective that Ashley over at Hey Hey Let's Unbox sent me. And it's like a storybook. But then, okay, I'm going to have to get this up on the wall because that's just too much gloriousness. And I don't remember having these as a kid. And I would have, because if you knew me as a kid, I had posters everywhere. Everywhere. All right, let's get to, we've got a lot here. All right, buckle up. Oh, wait, what's this sign say? Don't stop believing. Hold on. Okay, so for all the things I couldn't watch, somehow I also could watch Gremlins. I love Gremlins and have not seen... This is one of those school portfolios. I loved these. Obsessed. I need to rewatch Gremlins because I haven't seen it in ages. Don't ever get him wet. Keep him out of the light. Never feed him after midnight. 1984. 59 cents from Pay and Save. Oh, the old... What's the year? Mouser size. Okay, so there is a record of Mouser size, which I have somewhere. So now I don't know what this is. Because it's definitely not a record. Oh, look. These are school folders, too. The artwork on this could not be more glorious. Do they say Mouser size anywhere? Oh, look! Mouser size! Oh. All right. Donald Fauntleroy Duck. He's working it hard. Those are absolutely amazing. All right, we've got... Holy Pizzoli, we've got a lot of things here. Let's do them in order. This one's 81, and then I've got 83 here. Wonder if I'm going to end up with like a whole new like school folio collection. Yes, okay. I had possibly this one. I remember these very specifically, these Care Bears folders. Yeah, those are super cool. Thank you, thank you. And then 83. I don't know what could be. Okay, so I was an 18 fan for a while. I remember watching this all the time. Loved Mr. T. I don't think I knew what it was about, but I loved it all the same. Oh, that's so good. And then you have like your like class schedule situation in there. Oh, now I think there was one more that said extras in here. Is that everything? Guys, you packed this box way too full. What's an internet? Okay, I'm taking that to school to show my children who have no idea what anything about pre-internet anything is. Okay, this says extras on it. Last thing. Man, this has been like a glorious romp through the 80s. I could not have asked for anything better. Thank you for taking me on that journey. So much nostalgia. Am I making up for all my knowledge of it after I didn't know what those first two things were? Oh, this... Okay. So, you saw what they sent me. I now have an entire collection of them. I actually don't... I had these in my collection, then I used a couple in swaps because they were so popular. Now I have 1 million of them. Those are so awesome. Thank you for adding those back into my collection. I am going to save those for sure. If you didn't believe me before about the 80s being the most glorious decade, and if you don't believe me now, you're lost. You're probably born in 2003 and your generation is garbage. I can't say anything more than that. Ben, Danielle, this was absolutely fabulous. Thank you for taking me on this journey. Please go check out what I sent them. And of course, let's continue this 80s celebration and go check out all of the channels in this swap because we're getting old and we're being fondly remembering our youth. And I'm here for it. Comment down below what was your favorite thing. Educate me on the things I didn't know. Hit that like button. If you're new here, if you've come from another channel, welcome. Hit that subscribe button. We've got more nostalgic goodness coming up, of course. And I hope to see you soon on the next Disney Afternoon.